Hello, this is Anna from Crafty Anna's Studio. In this video, I'll be showing you how I made this holiday-themed hidden greeting slider card using the Hero Arts October 2022 My Monthly Hero Kit. But before I get into making the card, I'll briefly show you the contents of this month's kit. Every Hero Arts monthly kit comes with these versatile zipper pouches and a card that lists the contents of the kit, and also a sample project for inspiration. This month's kit comes with an A2 size cling stamp with a snowfall design, but it's versatile enough to use for any occasion. The kit comes with a 6x8 stamp set full of silhouette images to create a classic winter scene. It also comes with coordinating frame cuts, which cuts out even the sentiments. Also in the kit are some specialty cardstocks. 2 sheets of 5.5x8 of diamond glitter, 2 sheets of snow glow paper, and 2 sheets of lapis hero hues cardstock. Also in the kit are 2 ink cubes, unicorn white pigment ink and sea salt reactive ink. Now let's make a card. This is the card we will be creating. It's a very simple and clean winter scene card with a little tab on the side. I pull the tab and the train moves and reveals a greeting. This is quite easy to make. First, I will create the background using a stamping tool, in this case a MISTI. Since I'll be stamping with the cling stamp from the kit, I'll remove the foam pad. I keep my sticky mat underneath so I always know where it is. I remove the protective film. Then I take a panel of the lapis cardstock, cut it into 4.25 by 5.5 and place it on the sticky mat on a landscape position. Then I line up the cling stamp on top, leaving about 1/2 inch on the sides and at the top of the cardstock. I close the door of the MISTI to pick up the stamp. To ink up the stamp, I will be using the full pad version of the unicorn ink. This is really my go-to white pigment ink. I've had this ink pad for 5 years and it's still juicy and hasn't dried up on me. I stamped it a second time just to get a little bit of a darker impression. Then I set it aside to dry. While that was drying, I laid out the scene on my mini MISTI. I chose the scene with the trees and the winter village. I lined up the train tracks about 1/2 inch from the bottom of the panel, then the scene about 1/2 inch above the tracks. The snow glow paper that's in the kit has some shimmer to it, so it's best to use a pigment ink to stamp to get a very crisp impression. And since pigment inks do not dry on this type of paper, I will heat emboss it with clear embossing powder to seal in the ink. Off camera, I also stamped clear heat embossed and die cut the train. Before I cut out the scene using the coordinating die, I will cut 2 1/2-inch strips from the top using a paper trimmer. This is what I will use for the pull tab. And since I have my paper trimmer out, I will trim 1/4 inch off on each side of this panel. I take the coordinating die and position it on top of the image. Then I will take 2 pieces of washi tape and line up the edge of the washi to the horizon line of the image. This is so I know where to align the top plate of my die cutting machine to do some selective die cutting. I place the panel on the die cutting platform, then taking the top plate, I line it up to where the washi tape edge is. The part where the top plate sits is where it will cut out. After running it through the machine, I remove the washi, then with scissors, I trim the sides to make the horizon line. I will also trim the background to make a panel that will measure 3 3/4 by 5 inch total. To create the slider mechanism, I will need to cut out a slit. I take a metal ruler and a craft knife, line it up just above the tracks, and cut out a slit. Then I take one of the strips I cut out earlier and line it up on the train tracks. I place the train on top to check on where I will position the acetate tabs that the train will sit on. I will place tabs on the back of the train and one more at the front. Then I will use a pencil to mark it. I will cut out 2 small tabs out of acetate and adhere it at the middle of the pencil marks. But before I do that, I will stamp a sentiment. The sentiment I will choose for this card is from the Christmas Messages stamp set. There are a couple of sentiments I know that will fit behind the train. Be merry and season's greetings. I will go for season's greetings. I place the sentiment stamp at the left end of the train tracks, inked up the stamp with a pigment ink, and then heat embossed it with clear embossing powder. I glued the acetate tabs off camera and will insert it behind the panel through the slits. Once the tabs are in place, I will add small dots of strong liquid glue and position the train on top. I hold it down for a few seconds to allow the glue to dry a little. Then I flip the panel over and will add another strip to the back to reinforce the tab. Then I will add thin strips of foam tape at the bottom of the tab. I will also add foam tape at the top of the tab and also at the end to create a stopper for the strip. If you don't have these thin foam strips in your stash, you can either cut down a regular sized one or use thin fun foam strips. Then I will add more foam tape to the rest of the panel. Before I adhere this panel to a top folding A2 size card, I will stamp the word pull on the strip, or you can handwrite it if you don't have this stamp. Here is the finished card. I just adhered that to an A2 size card panel and trimmed off a part of the tab to align it to the edge. When I pull the tab, the train moves and reveals the sentiment. I made another card, but this time I used the Be Merry sentiment. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial and learned something new today, or inspired to give it a try. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more card making and paper crafting tutorials just like this. If you're interested in any of the supplies I used in this video, I have them linked below. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, bye!